Alright, g'day and welcome. Okay, I'm going to go down Mission Road because I got the other contractor behind me. Oh, better not go over the cliff. That would be very bad. I had an emergency Saturday shit shoveling job to do. Yeah, I can see this. I'm going to meet this lady, okay? And I'll be, oh, Mr. Romantic and everything like that. She'll be like, why, Mr. Romantic? What do you do for a living? I shovel shit. Yeah. Don't judge. Anyway, going out the back road here. I'm going to take the other way out. I don't know if I can get out the other way, but I'm going to try it anyway. It might be a bit more the long way around. Oh, my back. Scratch. Yeah, so anyway, the forecast ain't looking good for shoveling in the next couple of days, so those raised bed gardens, I really want to get them done this year, that part, because again, maybe I might not be available, maybe I'll have another job by that time. So I think what you know, it's like, okay, he called me last night, he's like, Reg, would you mind terribly coming in tomorrow? And I'm like, absolutely. I mean, this guy, he treats me good. Like, he treats me good. I mean, the guy told me he's going to pay me $50 an hour. He pays me $20. You know what I mean? Like, he treats me really good. So I'm like, okay, well, that's no problem. You know, I don't mind. It was a little last minute, but you know, it's like, for me, it's not, the last minute thing isn't the problem. Can I get out of here? Yeah, I've been back on this side of the lake for a while, but. I said, where did this guy come from? You'll never know. You'll never know. We didn't even see him come in. Yeah, because I came through the bush with my CRV. Yeah, some of these cottagers, they just get the deer in headlights. When they see somebody that's not, like, familiar, and I understand it, too. They get this deer in headlights, and they're like, where did this guy come from? The thing is they never saw me come up the road. They probably don't know I came out of Peter's place. Like, who is he? Who is that handsome devil that smells like goat poop? But anyway, this way's a little easier on my CRV, so the road's not much better. Well, it's not bad now. I took my van back here a couple of years ago, and it's like, oh yeah, this is the type of vehicle you take back here, not my van. You go off into the bush that way, it's pretty much gone. You're gone, so nobody will ever find you. But anyway, yeah, so I got a lot done, but my back is like, oh. You want to get things done, but you know, you can't rush these harsh, as I call them, harsh labor. So you got to pace yourself with it, or you just end up hurting yourself. And if you hurt yourself, you can't work. And when you're self-employed and you hurt yourself, you know, that's even worse, because you can't get compensation when you're self-employed. It's really dumb, but I understand it a little bit from a scam point of view. But I mean, there's people that do the scam in other ways and they're not self-employed, so I'm like, I think that you should have some protections, right? But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, you don't. So you want to do a good job, and I'm a good worker. Like, there's, you know, I mean, nobody's going to talk down to me on that one. I'm a freaking good worker, and I take pride in my work, even if it's something as crazy as shoveling goat poop. But yeah, it kind of is what it is, and I got 4 and a half more raised beds to finish up. So that means if I can get that done Monday and Tuesday, that would be really good. Like, one's kind of short, but the other 3 are pretty deep, just so, because the way they had to be leveled up. They're like 7 inches higher than the other one, and filling those ones up is going to be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to have to be smart. But I have something to tell you today. Okay, the goats are gone. I told you that about 2 or 3 weeks ago. They got rid of their goats. So they had 5 goats, and the poor little goat buggers are gone. But, yeah, I mean, these people are in their 70s, right? Both him and her just turned like 72 or whatever. So that's, you know, that kind of taking care of these goats and stuff like that. Just feeding them and stuff is a lot of labor. I mean, you're carrying water, even if you have a water hose. It's a lot of labor to take care of these animals, you know, stuff like that. I mean, a couple of goats not too bad when you're younger, but when you're 72, and you got a bad hip, you know, it's labor, you know. That's why they get the young guy to do it. You know, the young handsome guy like myself. You know, I mean, I'm not, you know. Well, you know, I mean, you can see for yourself, right? You know. But anyway, the handsomeness. But anyway, a few weeks ago, well, I guess maybe about a month ago, or a couple of months ago, when I started, he had, how many chickens did he have? 8 or 9 chickens. And he's been consistently losing about a chicken a week. And today was no exception. He's trying to give his chickens away to this guy. This guy was supposed to come and get them last week. He didn't show up. And there were 5 chickens left, okay? Well, a fox got in there, took out one. A couple of days, or last time I worked, I saw feathers again. I said, yeah, I think you're missing a chicken again. He's like, oh yeah, he says a little fox got it. Well, last night, what happened? The freaking fox came back. Well, he probably just lives right beside the chicken coop, or probably lives under the chicken coop for all you know. Yeah, they're down to 2 chickens. So by the time the guy comes to pick up these free chickens, there's going to be like none left. You know, it's like, don't bother. They've been all eaten. You know what I mean? I take them. I asked my dad if he wanted the chickens. My dad grew up on a farm, not a hobby farm, but a farm out of necessity, right? So my mom was the same. They grew up on farms. And back then, I mean, you had farm animals to stay alive. You know what I mean? Like that was what you ate. You didn't go to the grocery store and buy $500 of groceries to feed 7 kids. You know, my grandfather didn't do that. What you did is you milked the cows, you sold some of the milk, you took the manure, you planted a garden, you grew about 2,000 pounds of potatoes a year, literally. One year we had about 800 pounds of potatoes. That was a good year. So yeah, and then you had chickens. Yeah, they didn't really like goats. My grandfather hated goats. They got one goat once. My grandfather it chewed the tractor and everything like that. They had workhorses, stuff like that. So my dad kind of, we raised some meat birds a few years back when I was a teenager and a kid and stuff like that. You know, I do the chores and stuff like that. So I know how to take care of these birds. And it's a lot of work, but we'd only get meat birds. We wouldn't get laying hens or anything like that. My grandmother always had laying hens. Right up to a couple of years before she passed, she had laying hens. My aunt, she had a ton of laying hens, and she was going to take these chickens. Is that Glenn? Glenn struck anyway. But worked out that she didn't, because this other guy was going to take it. But the problem is that by the time this guy comes to get the chickens, which he was supposed to come today, and I mean it's 1:45 there now. And the chicken collecting guy did not come by. You know, he did not come and collect his free chickens. And so, will there be just 1 chicken tomorrow? I mean, think about this little fox. He's like, what am I going to have for supper tonight? Damn it, it's 1:30. I didn't take anything out of the freezer. I'm going to go eat a chicken. You know? And I'm sure there was one day I heard, and then like the chicken was gone. So maybe it's like, I was like, I'm not sure, but I think a hawk or an eagle or something just stole one of your chickens. I heard it, but I didn't see it. I bet the chicken was gone. You know, like no sign of it. So I'm like, okay, maybe it was an owl. Who knows? Poor chickens. Mind you, these chickens are so tame that they're kind of stupid that they probably wouldn't recognize danger even if they saw it anyway. So it's like, as long as it was quick, poor guy. But everybody's got to eat, you know, even little foxes, little buggers. So great chicken caper again today. So, yeah, these chickens, they might not get out of here alive. It's just probably where they're going. They're probably going to get eaten anyway. But I think the guy is taking them on his laying hens. But I think they went. I forget what they call it there with the hens. They stopped laying because they don't have enough calcium in them anymore, and they stop laying. So what they do instead is the chicken will lay an egg, but then they'll start eating the egg, and then they just go. I forget the proper term for it. I'm having a brain fart there, but basically they're like sterile. They're no longer laying. I don't know what a laying cycle is for a chicken. Like, is it 2 years? Is it a year? Is it 8 months? I don't know. Like, you know, how long are chickens useful? You know what I mean? You know, in that sense, I don't know. Like I said, we never had laying hens, but usually you get an egg a day per hen. But it was down to the point where like they were getting 1 egg a day from one of the hens out of all 5 or 6 of them. So, but I think they had these chickens for a good while too, like probably 4 or 5 years. He's like, yeah, I'm tired. I want to take a break. From the goats, the chickens, and stuff like that. They want to try. They travel a lot too, and every time they travel, they have to, find people to take care of them and stuff like that. They got people to do it, but it's just you got to pester somebody. Hey, can you come take care of my goats, my chickens, and whatever, what have you. So it's kind of one of those things when you have animals. Really, like it's hard if you're just like if you're a couple, just 2 people. It's different if you always have somebody home. Like a house full of kids, like you got 8 kids at home. Well, we're leaving for 2 weeks. You guys run the house. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can do that because you always got somebody home. Or if you have neighbors or you live around relatives or whatever, like 2 brothers live beside each other. They both have farms. Okay, I'm taking off for a week with the wife. Do you mind? Yeah, okay, it's an extra couple of minutes out of his day or a couple of hours out of his day or whatever. He's doing the same work anyway, so okay, to feed a couple extra cows or whatever. It's doable. Well, when you're just by yourselves and you don't know anybody, you can never leave. This is what happened to these city hipster chicken farmers. They buy these chickens off of eBay or wherever because they're going to be eco and lower their carbon footprint, and they're going to become vegan and or maybe not vegan, but vegetarian. Anybody outside? Oh, nobody outside the honk at. Jerks. I couldn't honk at them because they weren't outside. But anyway, yeah. So the bottom line is that the chickens themselves are like they're a lot of work, and if you don't have a place to put them, you can't just keep them like in a pen all the time. They got to get out and scratch, and not only that, they make a hell of a mess. Chicken, don't get me wrong, chicken poop is probably some of the best stuff you can get. It's so potent and rich for gardens and stuff like that. But you got to let that stuff sit for a good year before you can even put it in the garden because it's so aesthetic-y or whatever. But it works. And anyway, bottom line, there's no more animals. I told him you should get a dog, but he's like, I gotta hold off on the dog. Like an older couple, like get a cat, get a dog, get something like that, get a budgie bird, get a rabbit, something easy to take care of. Get some quails, whatever. But same thing, you still got to take care of them, So anyway, that was my day. So I get Sunday tomorrow, and I got to go do my workout tomorrow, and I'm going to be so sore. And then I work Monday, Tuesday, jam night Wednesday. We'll be bringing out the SG. I can't wait. That's going to be fun. It'll be my first time bringing out my Gibson SG 61 reissue. I can't believe that. I've had the thing for... Well, it'll be 10 years. I've had it 9 years. It'll be 10 years in 2019 that I've had it. And I haven't played it in front of people. Shame on me. Shame on me. But anyway, yeah. So there was a chicken murder again today. And a lot of goat poop shoveling. So that was my day. Ugh. My back. Ugh. And I'm going to be happy to get the shoveling done. I don't know what jobs he's going to have after. But he always seems to find something for me, but who knows? I could be unemployed in the next next week or two. I know they're going to Europe for 2 weeks, but yeah, we'll see. But next to that, I'll leave it at that. So, yeah, I'll keep you guys filled in with what's going on. All right. Have yourselves a great day. I'm going to go get some stuff. There we go.